What's up, family?
Hey.
Hey, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Hello, everybody. My name is Chase McCurdy. I'm a director at 33 Gallery, aka 33G. I'm here with our sister, X.Darvi. We are in the space of intuition only. Tonight, we're going to have our intuition only artist talk. And in a fun way, even speaking to the vulnerability that you express as an artist, but also your, shyness as a person. This artist talk we are bringing to you from within the space of intuition only with X.Darvi's work on our closing evening. And then we're choosing to share this with you all online for you to engage with us. But just first and foremost, as gallery director, as now friend and colleague, as an artist, I want to say thank you, X.Darvi, for sharing your work, your spirit in Intuition Only, a solo exhibition by X.Darvi. How do you feel tonight?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm so appreciative of you and Samantha.
Come on.
Just for having me in the space and, allowing me to express myself here. This has been like a great experience for me. This is like my first solo show, so I've really pushed myself in a lot of ways that I haven't before.
Yeah.
And honestly, the opening, it gave me like a rush. I was like, I'm gonna do it again, but yeah.
Come on.
I feel good.
Okay, Rush. That's so beautiful to hear, and that gets us right into it. You touch on Samantha, which we're gonna get into that. Shout out Samantha Batone, just tribe, the person gallery manager here, and also the person who really recognized first and foremost that you were ready for a solo show here at the gallery. So her vision and her feeling you in spirit, she really called that out. But one space I want to go to, because I think you sometimes undersell yourself in this way, is, you spoke to us giving you the opportunity to express yourself. And while I appreciate the sentiment, I want to bring all of that energy back to you in that you have done the work of expressing yourself through the artworks presented. And we just brought a space, a venue, right? A certain spirit, coming together with your work. But you did the work, right, of expressing yourself, and we only help bring it to others. So in that vein, we're going to start with a rather general question to lead us in. Okay. Where does it come from? Where does this work come from? Where does this desire, spirit, person that is artist X.Darvi, where does it come from?
It comes from, I would say, divine, because sometimes I just get these ideas or these feelings or these nudges, and then, I follow them. They come out in my art. Or sometimes I just, through meditation and things like that, it's where I feel like I get like these ideas, and sometimes I don't even fully understand them, but I think that it comes with wanting to express myself on this journey of just uncovering who I am and feeling like, that might take a long process. It might, everybody has their time, but yeah, it just comes from meditating, being patient, and just trusting myself.
Come on. We were having our discussion as Edison was getting right, as we were coming together, getting ready for this moment. And, pardon me, I asked you about art school. And I asked you if you went to art school, and if so, when. Did you, for those of us watching, did you go to art school?
Yeah, I went to Green River Community College.
Come on.
So I took a course there.
Right, and what was your first interest in the arts?
It was fashion design.
Okay, come on. No, I loved hearing that, right? And how you expressed this idea that art school for you led you to painting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how was that? How was that experience? That first experience with painting?
I mean, I've always drawn, but painting, it gave me like a freedom to kind of move the paint around a lot and make mistakes, like in a way that I haven't made them before. And I don't know, I just like was able to lose myself within that process, and so I kind of enjoyed that.
Come on. And how do you go from this place of enjoyment, something for you that you like to do, to wanting to do it more and then share it, right? So this is your first solo show, right?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you now?
I'm 31.
So between you went to art school, you were telling me between that 18 to 20, and your first solo exhibition being at 31.
Mm-hmm.
What is that process, and why do you tell us about that beginning to that first solo show? How do you get there, and what was that time like?
Honestly, just a lot of trial and error. Like, for a long time, I didn't really have a direction what I wanted to do. Like, I know I enjoyed painting, and I know, like, I like people seeing my paintings, but I didn't really have an idea of where I could take it, or, you know what I mean, things like that. And then eventually, I was linked up with a mentor, and he kind of helped get me onto, like, a direction where I can, see myself doing these things. And then that's when I started doing the city work and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it made me feel like, yeah, I want to be this artist. I want people to see my work, and I want people to see themselves in my work, and, can go the distance. But, yeah.
Come on. No, come on. I mean, why do you think you took so much time before the first solo show, right?
Mm-hmm.
About 10, 11 years is a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
To have that wait. Do you just think it was you just weren't ready and you were just letting it naturally happen? Do you think there was an insecurity there that prevented you from trying?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it something else?
Maybe I didn't know that I could, or like I had the space to do it, or I didn't know where to start. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's real, and that's why we try to do some of what we do, right? In this space of showing possibility. And we were having this conversation as you being a shy person, as I tease you about a little bit, because once you start to know family, she's anything but shy. But come to after hours, maybe you'll experience fun, hilarious. But in that way, you are open and very vulnerable, and actually let's pivot this. Let's go into the art space, because this question just popped out to me. And everybody that we see in space loves the colors in your work, right? This is a constant element. How did you develop your color palette, and tie it, if you like to, or if you want to leave it as something different, your style? And is this something that is developed or still developing?
Looking back at like older art pieces, I know that I've used a lot of color a lot. It's just something that's happened naturally. I think it depends on the mood of what I'm trying to say. I don't usually stick with like a specific color palette. I kind of just pick up the colors as they come, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it just depends on the piece and how I'm feeling, and they come out like that.
Are you mixing colors as you go? Do you tend to use colors straight out of the bottle, or mix of both?
Straight out of the bottle usually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I look forward. Okay, before I say that, where do you see yourself in terms of your own development then as an artist? You're showing quite a powerful world here, right? That I've had folks say that, oh, I see this work. Oh, I know that I've seen her work before, right? Where you're developing a style. Where do you feel you are in your own development as an artist?
I think I'm like in the second stage maybe.
Okay.
Just like coming from where I didn't know I didn't have a style, and then now I'm kind of more like finding my footing of like how I want my art to have the symbolism that feels like me, and you know, those signature things. So yeah, I feel like I'm like still kind of in the beginning and developing, but I'm getting there.
Okay, amazing. Speaking to that, this question threw you earlier as we were talking beforehand. Where do you see the artist X.Darvi in the next like 20 or so years?
In 20 years, probably selling art all over the world.
Okay.
Traveling, being more like, you know how Rihanna is like humanitarian. She's, you know, she's doing these big things, so have these avenues of streams of income, like all of those type of things. But yeah, just knowing more of who I am, being bolder, I guess.
Okay. What does being bolder look like?
Unapologetically who I am without fear.
Oh, okay, without fear. Unapologetically.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think you get to that space as an artist? Right? How do you get there?
I think like you said earlier, just doing the thing that you're scared of, and I think after it's like building muscles, like working out. So
Come on.
just doing that over and over and over again, it's gonna become something that's like no brainer. It's like automatic.
Come on. Not over and over again. We love that. We love that. In the space of this particular exhibition, opening night, we had 46 people sign in, which means that I always say at least 15, 20 don't sign in. You know, our sign-in sheets are so full between after hours, exhibition openings, different events. You've been able to have a lot of conversations. What for you has been the most meaningful in the time that has been intuition only?
I think being able to hear like how other people interpret it, because I know like this art is like things that maybe I feel on my daily basis. So just being able to hear the way that they relate to it, it made me feel good. Like all the Black women, like I'm so happy to see myself in your artwork, and like it's very encouraging and inspiring. So that was like something that really made my heart smile.
Come on. To that, do you have any favorite pieces or, particularly significant pieces for you from the show?
Lilith is one of my favorites.
Talk to us.
She's kind of just like that suppressed shadow being, and the tiger is like, let me out. So it kind of is like, it's like how I feel right now. There's that struggle with that, so I think that's one of my favorites.
Amazing. What would you say in your conversations was the most well received or reacted to or responded to work that, like, what surprised you by folks' reaction?
I would probably say like my sculpture, my mask. A lot of people were pretty shocked by the fact that it was my first one, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm glad you guys are receiving that well. Yeah.
Come on.
That one probably is like the main one, and then that one back there, subconscious kaleidoscopic metamorphosis.
There it is.
Yeah, I got a lot of props on that one, just for it being like something that maybe people say, oh, I could see this like in a fine art museum or something like that. So that one's pretty popular, and it kind of shocked me too, because the background is plain, and I kind of like questioned myself a lot with it, just the way that she's posed. So I was just thinking it wasn't enough, but yeah, I got a lot of good feedback. So
how do you contend with or deal with this idea of externality or external gaze, right? Whether it be in the making process or afterwards, right? What might be the perceptions or thoughts of others, right? What kind of role does that play in your practice? What others may think, whether particular others or non-others, you know?
What do you mean, just like for my art?
Yeah, as you are in practice, right? Some folks, some artists, I think, have a particular, some have a very particular intent, right? And want people to feel a certain thing, right? Or are looking for a certain outcome, right? When it comes to the sharing. And some none, some somewhere in between, right? For you, where does the other, where do they come into your thought process, whether while making, after making, before making?
Honestly, I might not think about it because I think about it something like that's unknown. So I don't really, I know I want them to relate to it and, find something positive out of it.
Come on.
That would be it.
Okay, yeah. No, there's no right or wrong answer in that way. Especially as we go along, for me, the fun part is what people think, right? Right, because I believe in that space of in the making, separating, right, and then in that space where we're showing, it starts to be fun, And I think it frees artists too, and I think that's enough for artists as people are trying to develop. A lot of what it means to express authentically is to be in that space of letting the work happen without an intent, right? And that's where it sounds crazy, but just the practice comes in, because it becomes, it's fun what other people think. And I'll tell you, at this point for me, it's almost like I want to hear somebody maybe not like it, or have some other way to say. I might be more, almost apt to have that conversation sometimes, because even then it's like, I appreciate what folks say, but sometimes they just be nice. Yeah, in the back of my head, I be thinking they just being nice. I'm thinking, I'm curious always. But I be overthinking shit. That should be fun. Even with kaleidoscopic metamorphosis, I had a lot of conversations behind this work over the show for me. For one, the staring straight at you in relationship, and I want to really focus on this work, the eyes, right? One, where the eyes are located. Is there an intentionality in that piece with where those eyes are located? Because I feel something very particular when I look and perceive it.
It's kind of just like, so the eyes were supposed to be like a dress.
Okay.
So she's kind of like wearing those perceptions proudly.
Come on. Okay.
That's why she's like posed all confident.
Yeah.
The placement of them though, I didn't really think too much about it, but like I said, it was supposed to be like a garment.
Okay, bringing that fashion space back in. Can I tell you what I saw?
Yeah.
So for me, especially in the context of Black women, because the dress is form-fitting, also where those eyes are where I feel a lot of eyes go to on Black women, right? Her curves, her hips, her breasts. It almost was giving me like that being very much unbothered through those gazes and stares. Even how, right, her posing does that, the eyes, right, her stare does that. And even that relationship between her eyes being very vivid as we're used to, but the eyes, and now as we understand as the garment, being grayed out, right? Not having the same or as much life, right? Right? No, this is,
I didn't even, I love it.
But that, that in of itself really is the fun, right? And I think, and you've exhibited what I find to be that important piece, right? When you speak, you're in your world, you're making your thing, you're not thinking about it too much. And that's what makes it fun, because everybody's going to bring their perspective to something. And that's almost like the exciting clash, right? Yeah. You can look at the same piece with however many people, and you can go,
you're going to tell you something different from what you thought, and I'll be like, okay, I love that. Exactly.
Right? How beautiful. This has been fun, family. This has been fun, and I appreciate you doing this, right? Even like we speak to, like I tease you for being shy. This work in and of itself, to exhibit yourself, right? Your work on display for people to come look at, talk about, share, discuss. That is a brave action, right? That is brave. So as much as you like to play shy, and we didn't heard you sing, we didn't heard you, we didn't, all the rest. So I love this. As we wind down, is there anything that you would like to say or share? Any message that you would like to get across?
Once again, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's came by and supported me. Like, it just means the world. And I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I'm just grateful.
Come on. Not you getting emotional. We're also grateful for you, and we appreciate you, and we wish you nothing but the best moving forward.
Thank you.
Everyone, this has been the Intuition Only Artist Talk. I'm Chase McCurdy, the director of 33 Gallery, aka 33G. This is our dear sister, the artist known as X.Darvi. This is her debut solo show, but will not be her last. We thank you for your time, attention, and spirit. Please follow X.Darvi at artist.xdarvi on Instagram. We're at 33 Gallery, all spelled out, on Instagram. Thank you to our brother Edison Lockwood II for filming and getting our audio right. And major shout out to Samantha Batone, whose vision recognized that X.Darvi was ready to share with all of us, and share she did. Until next time, peace. You did that.